Welcome to part 3 of graphing vertex form quadratic equations. Now we've got our equation y equals 1/2 times the quantity x minus 3 squared plus 2. That 1/2 being, instead of a vertical stretch, now we've got a vertical compression. Things start the same way. I identify the 3 and 2 as my h and my k values, so I've got my vertex at 3, 2. That means my axis of symmetry will be the line x equals 3. I start by plotting those things. We never want to avoid finding the middle. The middle is what grounds us in the plane and tells us where we should even bother looking for the rest of this graph. Thinking back to that 1/2. Now, a 1/2 in the front is compressing the graph. It's compressing it by a factor of 2. Revisiting that spacing. It's the spaces 1 unit up and 4 units up that are going to be affected most directly. Instead of multiplying the way we did in the last one, we're going to divide by 2. So that spacing of 1 will become a space of 1/2. That spacing of 4 will become a space of 2 when we divide those things by 2. Horizontally, I'm still going to move 1 unit to the right and 2 units to the right. So I'll plot my first point. I go 1 unit to the right, and I only go a half a unit up, because 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. My next point, I'll go 2 units to the right, and I go 2 units up, because 4 divided by 2, that vertical spacing that existed on my parent curve, gives me the new spacing under that compression. I use the symmetry of the graph to finish. That first point is 1 unit away. I'll go 1 unit to the other side. The second point is 2 units away. I'll go 2 units to the other side of my axis. Symmetry is important here. Symmetry makes us efficient here. Now I draw my smooth curve. Domain and range is all I have left. Domain is still our free space, negative infinity to infinity. My range, again, range is all dependent on my maximum or minimum value. The vertex identifies that high or low point in my graph. More importantly, the y value within our vertex is the maximum or minimum value for our function. So this one being 2, and my graph goes up from there, so 2 will be the lower bound, and I'll move up to infinity.